right, everyone. Good afternoon again, and welcome to Live Light, Live Right cooking demo with Chef Nico. Today we'll be preparing two items. The first one is a chicken. It's a fried chicken, but an oven fried chicken. And the second one would be our sweet potato fries. As mentioned, I'm also doing a bonus popcorn, the old traditional way. All right, so let's start. All right, so again, our cut of chicken, our choice of chicken will be chicken breasts, right? Why not chicken legs or why not wings? Simply because chicken breasts has lower fat content. And you can tell by the color of the meat, that's why they call it white meat. All right, so chicken breast. So again, what I've done, before I started this this class, I went ahead and I took my chicken and I, took off the excess pieces of fat around it. Then I washed it out with some salt and some fresh lemon juice. Let it sit there for a while, and then I seasoned it with my old traditional seasoning. Now, some of my people mentioned to me that, Nick, can you run through that marinade you made again, the one that you store in your refrigerator? So I'm going to go through that process again quickly. So what I do is I have some onions, some garlic, some cilantro, some green onions, right? And lastly, this over here is called cilantro. We call it in my island shadow benny, but cilantro. Okay, so it's a simple process. I have my bullet, my magic bullet, and all I'm going to simply do is just add these ingredients inside my magic bullet. My onions, my garlic, some cilantro, some green onions. Take out the ends from the green onions. Right, green onions. All right. And then I'm going to add just a little liquid. In this case, the liquid will be water, just so it can start, working. All right, so I'm going to add some water right now. Adding the water. Just a little tip. I have my magic bullet, and I'm going to blend it. And there you go. Done. It's my seasoning marinade. Oh, it smells really good. Watch that. So what I do then is that I take this and I put it in a bottle, usually a glass jar, with the spring lids. Let me show you what I have. One of these. I add it in there, and then how long would it last? So this would usually last me for like 2 weeks in the refrigerator if I fill this up. Okay, so that's my marinade that I traditionally use for my chicken, right? So in this case, I took the liberty and I went ahead and I mentioned to you that I washed up my chicken, I lined my chicken, and then I seasoned my chicken. Again, it's something that you can do the day before, and then you leave it inside the refrigerator for 24 hours. The longer you leave it, the better the quality. All right, all those nice flavors that we just added to my bullet, you will get into the meat. Okay, all right. So my chicken is ready. It's marinated already. It's been marinated for 3 hours. Now I'm going to make my crumb. All right, my covering for my chicken. All right, the item which I'm going to batter my chicken with. In this case, I got this item here. Okay, what is this? It's Panko, Panko breadcrumbs. And Panko breadcrumbs basically is a Japanese breadcrumb. I really like it because the end product, it's a really crispy, a little crunchy type of end product, right? In this case, because we're using the oven, I want to make sure that I get that fried feel, fried texture, which is that crunchy texture. All right. So this one is a gluten-free one. Why I got it gluten-free? Because my house is gluten-free. But you don't have to get a gluten-free, you can get the traditional one. Right? So here what we're going to do is that I'm going to open it. Okay, I'm going to add it. I'm going to add it to my bullet again. Usually this comes crushed already, just like that. But I like it a little finer because it tends to grab onto the meat or to the layer of the meat better when it's, has a larger surface area. So anyway, I have my breadcrumbs. I'm going to season it. I'm going to season it with some salt. Right. I have my black pepper here. Black pepper there. And then lastly, I have, in this case, some paprika, which I just bought, clearly, so I'm going to have to take off the cover from it. All right. I'm going to add some paprika inside there. Now you can play around with this. There are other items you can add to this mixture. You can add garlic powder, onion powder. If you like it spicy, some type of powder that has the spiciness to it. Like Cajun powders. In this case, because my kid isn't getting involved with this, I do not want to add any spice to it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get my base from my bullet. And then I'm going to just quickly and there we go. See, it's much finer, more powdery. You see that there? Some fell out, but that's fine. Okay, I'm now going to take this and I'm going to place it on a plate. That plate, all right? Okay. Now, I'm going to get an egg. I'm going to reach for an egg in my refrigerator. So I got my eggs here. I'm going to crack the egg. Okay. Then I'm going to whisk my egg. Okay, I have my whisk right here. Whisking. Okay, so my egg is all whisked right inside there. Okay, and then I'm going to get my chicken. So I have my chicken here, I have my egg, and I have my breadcrumbs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to firstly take my chicken pieces. Okay. Put some gloves on here first, guys. All right. Take my chicken piece, take off the excess marinade from it, place it into my egg wash. All right, just like that, right into my egg wash. All right, and then into my breadcrumbs and cover the breadcrumbs fully onto the chicken. Just like that. All right. And there you go. And then what I did is that I got a sheet pan. You know, I prefer to use wax paper, all right, or this brown paper. Let me show you what it looks like. It's called parchment paper. See, parchment. Okay. And then I'm going to simply rest my chicken right on top of there, just like that. I'm going to do a second piece. Again, to the egg wash, into the breadcrumbs. All right. Straight down into the baking sheet pan. And there you go. All right. Now I'm going to take this and place this in the oven until fully cooked. All right. So I'm going to start the process now. Okay. So here we go. Okay. So it's in the oven. So you may ask, Nick, what temperature should I put in the oven at? I would say you can do 400, 375. 375 or 375 or 425, between that range, because you really want, you don't want to be cooking for a long period. You want to like cook for a short period. So high heat in the oven. If you have a convection oven, that's great. Put it on convection also, because convection ovens traditionally cuts down the cooking time by 50%, right? All right, so in the meantime, our chicken is cooking. Why don't we start our second dish? All right. Let me just clear here. So our second dish on the menu today is some sweet potato fries. Again, sweet potato fries. We're going to cook in the oven. Why sweet potato and not white potatoes? Complex carbohydrate. Sweet potatoes are complex carbohydrates, meaning that it takes our body much longer to break it down. So it gives us that feeling of satiety, being full for a longer period of time. Sweet potatoes. All right, so I got a sweet potato. I'm just going to cut it in half here. All right. I'm going to cut the ends off. And I'm making country fried sweet potatoes. Country fried, meaning that they're bigger in size. See, just like that. Okay. So all I'm going to do is just cut them country fried sizes. This is a very simple, quick recipe that you can make. Within, like, prep time for this is like all but 5 minutes. Okay, so cut these. Okay, now this side here. All right. Then I'm going to get a bowl. I'm going to reserve my sweet potato in my bowl. All right. Now I'm going to put some fat on it. Now, what fat I'm going to use? I am going to use good old coconut oil. All right. It's a very healthy fat, or healthier fat, rather than using canola oil or some type of vegetable oil. All right. So because it's cold right now, my coconut oil has solidified. Not a problem. Just going to take some coconut oil here. Right, put it in my little bowl. And I am going to place this in the microwave. All but 30 seconds. All right. I want to give my sweet potato fries a little more flavor to the end. So what I've decided to do is that I'm going to saute some garlic. And what I'm thinking is that I'm going to throw that sauteed garlic on top of my fries. Okay? But that's to the end. So let's see. Oh, it's still doing its thing. Need like 30 more seconds. All right, in the meantime, I'm going to season my fries a little. I'll salt. Black pepper. Okay. And done. Okay. It's turned into a liquid. I'm going to add the oil, coconut oil right inside there. And then I'm going to toss this up together, just like that. Again, I have my sheet pan all prepped here, right? With my paper on top. Now, why not foil for me? Because foil has a lot of chemicals on it, and I try to stay away from certain layers or barriers that doesn't contain all that chemical, especially when you heat it up in the oven. So if I don't have to use it, I wouldn't use it. In this case, as mentioned, what do I use? Parchment paper. Okay. All right. That's it there. Sweet potato fries, country style. I'm going to place it in the oven now. All right. So now I have my chicken cooking, my oven fried chicken, and my country fried sweet potato fries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my garlic ready for it. The end. So I have my garlic here. I'm just going to quickly give it a rough chop. All right, just like that. All right. Then I'm going to get a pan, saute pan, it's fine. Put it on the fire. I'm going to add a little of my coconut oil. Now be very careful with the coconut oil. You don't want to really add too much in whatever recipe that you use, because coconut oil has a very distinctive taste. I can really overpower your dish. So be very liberal. Be very, just use it in tiny amounts or small amounts, depending on the recipe. All right. And then I'm going to add my garlic here, and I'm just going to saute my garlic. All right. Okay. So garlic is sauteing. My chicken is baking. And my fries, sweet potato fries are baking. So what's next? All right, so by the meantime that's being done, my bonus today is talking about snacks. Again, I had discussions with several parents this past week, and I was talking to them about one of my favorite snacks that I loved growing up. In this case, it was popcorn. So, traditionally, when you go into the supermarket, or when you go to the supermarket these days, and you're shopping for popcorn for the kids, how do they sell the popcorn? Well, they sell it in these microwavable bags, and in it has, a lot of sodium or a lot of fat in the form of butter. Some of them are seasoned, so it's kind of like out of control, right? So back in the days, when I was younger, before this was invented, the microwave, my mom used to buy popcorn, the kernels just like this. Okay? And how did she used to pop it? Simple. She used to get like a tall pot, just like that. Some fat. In this case, I'm using grapeseed oil. And popcorn. And it's a simple process. All you gotta do is get your pot very hot with your oil. You know how much oil you really want to use? You just want to use enough to layer the bottom of your pot. Okay. And then I'm going to get my popcorn ready. If I could open it. These bags get a little tricky, clearly. Try this again. Okay, and I'm just going to simply add my kernels right inside here. Cover my pot. And wait for it. Okay? Oh, look at that. My garlic is done. Beautiful. So, put my garlic to the side. All right. Now, usually with the popcorn, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the sound of popping. All right? And how do I know when all the popcorn has popped, or all the kernels has popped? Then that popping slows down considerably. So usually between 1 to 2 seconds, if you don't hear popping again or the popping has reduced in that time range, that's when you take it off. You don't want to leave it on too long, because if you leave it on too long, it's going to burn, and you're going to have burnt popcorn, and that's no fun. All right, today's movie night, so that's why I'm doing popcorn for the kids. All right, so why don't we walk across there and see what the oven looks like? All right, I'm going to take my my camera with me. Ah, that looks good. Right? Ooh. See, let's just look at the popcorn. It's doing its thing here. Right? All right. So in the meantime, let's talk about some other snacks that we can come up with for the kids. Oh, I have one. This is one of my favorite snacks. I get this every single time when I'm heading to work. I'm on the road. It's an apple. And do you know what this is? Almond butter. Okay, so what I do, simply take my apple and I slice it. Okay, get rid of the core. Just like that. Oops. Right? And then I get almond butter. Now remember, and I don't know if you all have the opportunity right now to grab a bottle of your peanut butter. Who has peanut butter in the house right now? If there's someone that can grab it for you, grab it now. And let's look behind by the ingredients. I don't have peanut butter in my house, so I can't really see what the ingredient list looks like. But my point here is that if you buy almond butter, the only ingredient you should see is almond butter. All right, the only ingredient you should see is butter. In peanut butter, you would see like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 ingredients. I just may have overreacted. But my point is that's all the additives and the stabilizers and all the other bad things for you. So in this case, my almond butter that came from Costco, I shop at Costco, I love Costco, only has, hope you can see it, roasted almonds in the ingredient list. So what I do is just like take my almond butter, I get oh, I'm hearing the popcorn popping. I take a bowl and I add some of my almond butter right inside there. And this is my snack. This is a great snack. All right. And I just do this. Done. Good source of protein, almond butter, and of course your apples. You're starting with your portion per day, which is 3 cups, right? So good snack. All right. Woo, hear this. Let's head back here. Do you see that? Do you hear it? It's popping. Okay, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it. Oh. Cool, right? Old school popcorn. All right, so I'm gonna get a bowl for my popcorn. All right, so hear it. The popping, the sound of the popping has slowed down. So that's a sign. That's a sign that my popcorn is about to be done. All right? And I don't want to leave it on any longer because any longer it's gonna be burnt. And there you go, guys. Oh, what's that? Popcorn. So now I have control. You have control over what is added to your popcorn. The amount of salt, the amount of whatever you may put in it, garlic powder, whatever to give it flavor. I mean, I like it just like this, to tell you the truth. I don't have to add anything to it. In fact, my family has gotten used to not adding anything to their popcorn. All right? So I got my popcorn here. All right. All right, let's head back to the oven. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, yes. I like what I see. Okay. So the question is, what temperature do I cook my chicken to? So it's 165 degrees. If you have a thermometer in your house, that's great. I mean, if you're a great cook, then you don't need all that. Maybe you're telling yourself, well, Nick, I know. I mean, I just cook it for like 30 minutes in my oven and it's cooked. Okay? So let's look at it here. Oh, yeah. So I'm flipping my chicken now. All right? I just flipped it because I want the bottom side to get some color. Okay? Checking my fries. My fries is about to be done. Okay, so I'm just going to close my oven now. Sorry that I don't have two cameras, but we have to work with one camera for now. All right. So I have my popcorn. I have my apples with my almond butter. What other snacks we could consider? Let's see. Well, just fruit alone. You know, raspberries, blueberries, bananas, strawberries, papaya. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, that's a great sauce. That's a great idea for a snack. You know, what about chocolate? Well, yes, but dark chocolate. You know, not milk chocolate or not semi-sweet chocolate, like dark chocolate. And if I get the whole dark chocolate, my mom buys a dark chocolate for me, can I eat the entire bar that day in one sitting? No, you can't. I mean, have like 3 or 4 blocks because you know usually when they make chocolate, if they make it in little blocks, have 4 blocks a day. It's fine. All right. Okay, so I'm going to start plating my chicken. So let me get my plates out, and I'm going to start plating my fries. So I will see what it looks like. Here we go. All right. So I have my hot plate warmers here. And then here we go. Here comes the chicken. All right. Chicken is out. I'm going to get a plate. And then I'm just going to place my chicken right on my plate here. Just like that. All right. Okay. And there you go. That's your oven fried chicken. Now, I know that there's a cool piece of equipment just came out, the oven fryer, or air fryer, sorry, not oven fryer, air fryer. That there's I definitely would tell people if they have that in their kitchens to use it. It's a great tool, it's a great piece of equipment. The end result of your product when you're frying your air frying your chicken or your potatoes, or your sweet potato, it's a great product. You get that crispy texture that you so desire. All right. So I'm going to get, my chicken is done. I'm going to start prepping for my potatoes, my sweet potatoes. I'm chopping up some fresh parsley here. Okay. Just again, it's a wild chop. Get that out of the way. Get rid of this. And then I'm going to get my plate again. And here comes my fries. My sweet potato fries. Oh boy. Look at that. Sweet potato fries. Country style. All right. And how do I know it's cooked? Well, that's an easy one. You just touch it, and if it's soft to the touch, you're ready to rock and roll. All right. I have my sweet potato fries here. All right. Let me get my tray out of the way, my hot tray. All right. And then I miss the restaurant so much, so I'm going to give it a restaurant look, restaurant style. I'm going to throw some fresh parsley on it. And then, remember, I have my garlic. Throw my garlic right on top of there that I sauteed. Just on top of there, just like that. And there you go, guys. Sweet potato country fries. And my oven fried chicken. And then, as mentioned, snack choices. My fresh apple with some almond butter. And my homemade popcorn. All right. And there you go. That's it. It was a great class. I enjoyed it. So I had a question. I saw a question a little while ago from a parent that that they are allergic to nut. Well, if you're allergic to nut, well, definitely you want to stay away from the nuts, from the almond butter and all that good stuff. My recommendation is then you just stay with the fruit. Stay with the fresh fruit as a snack choice. And maybe what you can do, if I'm thinking aloud, that dark chocolate, I would have melted that dark chocolate, and maybe you can use the dark chocolate as a dip for the fruit. That's a good idea. Yeah, you can do that also. But anyway, thanks again for being here with me, Chef Nico. Again, any questions that you may have, 518-605-9637 is my phone number. I mean, I was excited this week because a parent actually sent me a pic of what they prepared. It's like, Nick, I prepared this and that, and the family loved it. I was giving her some, examples. So that's what I'm here for. Again, I'm a mystery basket chef, meaning, tell me what you have in the refrigerator. If you're lost, or if it's always the same thing that you're having on your plate, and the family's like, Mom, what's next? I can shoot some ideas to you. I can give you some ideas. Okay, so again, thank you for joining the class, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'm going to be online still while I clear up my kitchen, but again, thanks for joining.
Nico, they want your number again. Thank you so much. Someone has asked for your number again.
Okay, sure. Let me just stop the recording.